Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving straight into a truly chilling discovery from 2018. Picture this, all right? A small, totally forgotten hotel on the outskirts of town, just waiting for the demolition crew. The building is practically a shell. But then, a crew steps into room 307, pries up some loose floorboards, and finds, well, not a forgotten treasure. They find an artifact that literally defies all logic and reason.
So let's really get into this bizarre case. The workers pull up the floor and find this simple black notebook. There's no name on it. Authorities scan it and find absolutely zero fingerprints, nothing. But inside there are hundreds of handwritten entries documenting events that simply had not happened yet. It sets up the massive question we're tackling today. Can a simple notebook actually predict the future? Or is it somehow dictating it?
Section 1. The Discovery. Beneath the Floorboards.
You know, we really have to start at the beginning here to understand just how normal this thing looked before everything went off the rails. At first glance, it was completely ordinary. Just a plain black cover, yellowed pages, no title. It looked for all the world like your standard run-of-the-mill personal diary. But the moment investigators cracked it open, they realized the dates made absolutely no sense. They were reading highly detailed accounts of future events, documented days, weeks, and even months in advance.
Here's where we see the first major glitch in reality. A notebook entry dated July 2nd explicitly described a massive power outage striking the town. Fast forward to August 14th, and the entire region goes completely dark for nearly 6 hours. Now sure, maybe you try to brush that off as a wild, lucky guess, a weird coincidence, right? But as they kept reading, things escalated way beyond a lucky guess. Section 2. Impossible predictions. Beyond coincidence. Because as they turned those yellowed pages, the word coincidence officially left the chat. The notebook had frighteningly accurate details of a local newspaper accident, a sudden warehouse fire, and even a missing person case. And every single one of these was written down well before it actually played out in the real world. And we're not talking about vague, psychic-style feelings here. The entries nailed exact times. They even documented word-for-word conversations before the people actually had them. Rumors started flying that it was some elaborate hoax, but the burning question remained: who actually wrote this thing? Section 3. The Identity of Daniel. A Descent into Terror. So the entire mystery pivots right here, near the middle of the book. Investigators finally find a name. Just one word: Daniel. No surname, no return address, literally nothing else to go on. But right at this exact point, a massive shift happens. The handwriting completely changes. It goes from neat, standard journaling to these desperate, messy, frantic scribbles. It was like whoever was writing it was suddenly absolutely terrified. This line right here perfectly captures that sheer terror. Daniel wrote, "I tried to stop it. The notebook always finds a way." Think about that for a second. It shows us Daniel realized he wasn't just passively writing down future events. He was completely powerless. He felt compelled to write, entirely unable to stop whatever dark sequence the notebook demanded next. And then came another entry, scribbled with that same desperate handwriting. If you're reading this, don't continue past page 198. I mean, that is a direct, chilling warning to the reader. And, well, human curiosity being what it is, the investigators naturally ignored it completely. Section 4. The page 198 curse, the warning ignored. What they actually found on page 198 was never officially released to the public, but anonymous sources eventually leaked a horrifying picture. Check this out. Years before the hotel was ever slated for demolition, the notebook predicted its own discovery. It named the exact hotel. It named room 307. It even listed the specific names of the exact demolition workers who were holding the book in that very moment. And on this specific page, page 198, everything shifted. The impossible predictions stopped just being spooky observations of the future. They turned into a direct, horrifying threat to whoever was currently holding the book. According to sources, the final sentence on that page was this: "The person reading this page will disappear within 30 days. That one sentence completely changes the game. It takes the notebook from being this bizarre, unexplainable oddity and turns it into an active, lethal danger. And here's the kicker. The really crucial point is that this terrifying prediction actually came true. Within a month, One of those exact workers who discovered the notebook reportedly vanished. No trace, no evidence left behind, and absolutely zero explanation. Things spiraled, and they spiraled fast. First, the worker vanishes into thin air. Next, someone connected directly to the investigation abruptly packs up, leaves town, and is never heard from again. Finally, the authorities step in and officially dismiss the whole thing, claiming there's no connection. But unofficially, panic spread like wildfire. People who had seen the notebook suddenly refused interviews. Others outright denied ever being in the same room as it. An official denial just couldn't put a lid on the unofficial terror.
Section 5. The final entry. A door left open.
The very last page of this artifact had no date, no signature. Just one final, reality-bending paragraph that said, "The notebook doesn't predict the future, it remembers it." I mean, wow. That implies time itself is warping around this object. It suggests the future has already happened, and this book is just some dark archive of inevitable events. And right below that final sentence, just an ominous little sketch. A simple, rough drawing of a half-open door with pure, absolute darkness behind it. No answers, just more darkness and a really heavy sense of dread. So where is the notebook today? The scary truth is, nobody knows. Is it completely destroyed? Is it sitting in a classified government archive somewhere? Or, as some people out there insist, was it never actually found at all? We're just left wondering if it's locked away, or if the next terrible chapter is literally being written right now by some new Daniel.
Which leaves us with one massive, incredibly unsettling question to wrap up this explainer. If the stories are true, and if this notebook truly remembers the future, whose name is on the next page? Is someone reading your page right now? Keep questioning the world around you, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.